90% of real estate investors miss key tax savings by overlooking deductions. Flipping houses, managing rentals, or growing your real estate empire? Make sure you've got experts in your corner, especially when it comes to taxes. That's why we turned to Nevada Corporate Headquarters, the experts who help us reduce taxes and set up our real estate LLCs. With 35 plus years of experience and 17,000 five-star reviews, Nevada Corporate Headquarters helps you manage properties across states, navigate tax laws, and protect your assets, all with a real estate LLC. Visit ncinc.com/RTR to schedule a free real estate LLC formation and tax consultation. Plus, receive a free guide to safeguarding your assets. Hey, Renter Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here for a short episode, joined as usual by Zach Lemaster, the founder and CEO of Renter Retirement. And we're going to talk today. If you've been looking at our inventory, you've seen some special things come up. You've seen properties go into a green status potentially that they've never been in before. If you haven't been looking at our inventory, well, that's a mistake. You should be looking at it. You're going to see some stuff that's in green and in bold that you've never seen before. So, Zach, you ready to hop into this?
Yeah, and I think just to lay additional context, we have been working tirelessly, everyone, to really push the builders and the sellers and the teams to provide as much incentive as they possibly can for a short period of time. So these incentives will end in a very short period of time. You likely will only have 1 to 2 weeks to take advantage of this. But Adam has spent a significant amount of time with our partners to basically, offer the most attractive deals that they can, from cash back at closing, from property management, interest rates, insurance, like all these things combined for making the properties as attractive as possible. So all this being said, this means that, basically this is our big push for offering the best and most attractive deals we possibly can for this short period of time. So if you want to take advantage of these, you can buy the same inventory at any point in time. But if you want to buy it with the most attractive incentives, you need to, get on the call with our team, get pre-approved, and actually progress the process. So if there's been any motivation for you for not sitting on the sidelines, like, this is it, guys. There's going to be some really cool stuff Adam's going to go over.
Yeah, so by the time that when this comes out, it's going to be March 7th, 2025. This deal is good through March 14th. So you got 1 week. If you can't book a call on Friday, send an email so we can at least get you connected with the lender to start the pre-approval process before we get going. So just want to throw that out there. So we have several different markets that have a lot of incentives going on. We'll start with, let's start with the new construction stuff we have going on, because that's, where we love to focus. And the big one that we have is with our team in Alabama. Our team in Alabama, we've been working with for years. Zach's bought from them. They're the ones who we started doing the 0% to 5% down financing with. And they have agreed to give a $1,200 rent credit. They've agreed to give free property management for a little while. And they actually came out and said yesterday, they're throwing in more, and we're updating it on our site as we speak. They're actually kicking in, if you close by the end of this month, an extra $5,000 after closing to come back to you. So that is something that, we were able to get them to do. They weren't willing to do it initially, but now they are. So that's in the surrounding Birmingham area, new construction. They each have, I believe they still have a 1 month rent guarantee. So there's a lot of incentives going on with a very strong team that we, don't hear complaints about. I mean, Zach can vouch for him. He owns some of their properties.
Yeah, we've sold hundreds of their houses over the years, and they work exceptionally well. We love the Alabama market, especially around areas surrounding, Birmingham, Huntsville, Tuscaloosa area, Gulf Shores on the south, if you want to be in the Panhandle. But these are areas that perform exceptionally well, brand new construction homes with a quality management team. And again, we've consistently sold in this area for many, many years with this team and had great success. And as Adam's mentioned, I personally bought, but these are the best incentives we've seen. So you can still buy them with 5% down. That option is still available on the table as a great lending option. But then you can match that with all these incentives to possibly get into properties where you're little to no money down into the investment, ultimately with some of the cashback closings that you can get, and the property still perform well with some of the property management incentives and rental guarantees. So definitely check out this as a top priority, guys.
Yeah, and you head east and you'll get into Georgia. We've got some stuff in Byron, Georgia, which is close to Warner Robins, where there's an Air Force base. This is a team we've worked with for a little bit and seen some really good rental rates, some really quick rentals. And this, I wasn't able to get you $5,000 back after close, but I was able to get you $5,000 of equity. So they're willing to drop the price for just a little bit down, $5,000 each, which not only gives you $5,000 in equity, but it's saving you either $1,000 or $1,250, depending on your down payment. So we're getting you a bonus there, and they're throwing in property management. So, if you want to talk about getting into properties with equity, like some of our other ones, it's not as big a percentage, but it's still like a 1.5%, 2% price off the property. So you're able to get in with an extra 5K of equity in an area where, like I said, we're seeing good rental demand. We're seeing quick placement. So that's another place to check out. Georgia's a hot market, some good growth in that area. So that's another builder to look out for new inventory.
This is a new area for us, everyone. We've been asked about Georgia for a long time, and we just honestly haven't been able to make the numbers work. There's a lot of areas that are too expensive. But this is truly an A-class area. The homes are absolutely beautiful. They're more intricate than your typical just bread and butter housing solutions. Like, these are nice homes in good areas that appreciate extremely well over time with both in home prices and rent. So anything you can do on the front end to be a strategic buyer to take advantage of these types of things that aren't normally available is extremely advantageous. And again, this is for a short period of time. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines, you're thinking about investing during this entire year, like, this is the time. It's to your advantage to be a strategic investor, to at least research these things and put a property under contract. That's what you need to do to lock these incentives in. You don't need to close on the property. You just need to put the property under contract to lock in these incentives.
Yep. And then you've got the stuff also in Georgia and like Locust Grove. We have the stuff in Southwest Florida, around just outside of Lehigh Acres. We've got some stuff in Minnesota that we haven't dove into the Minnesota market yet, but we've got some stuff in the surrounding Minneapolis area. We have the stuff in South Carolina that you used to see, 6 to 10%. You've seen that drop off because the builders haven't needed it as much, down to usually like 7, maybe 8%. Well, about all of those got bumped up another 1% whenever we came and said, hey, can we get this until March 14th? They said, yeah, we'll throw in another, an extra 1 or 2% for you through March 14th. So the ones you've been looking at, talking to your, investment strategist about, hearing us talk about them, that, 2-3% that we lost at the beginning of the year because they didn't need to get them off their books, and they said, hey, we're just going to keep them. Well, we've managed to push an extra 1 to 2% out of them to help you in your investment. Rate buy downs, cash back, equity on the property. So those areas have all seen another 1 to 2% bump.
Just to clarify what Adam's saying, if you're unfamiliar, basically a rent to retirement, we scour the nation to find the best investment opportunities across the country. We partner with regional and national builders like D.R. Horton, LGI, Lennar, Century Homes. These are builders that build all across the country. And because our community is buying in volumes, we're able to basically negotiate wholesale type of pricing that the institutional type of buyers like Blackstone would get if they come in and they buy multiple homes in bulk. The individual investor, until this point, until we built out this program, has never been able to participate in those same buying incentives. So what our company is doing is negotiating wholesale type of pricing with these large builders, and passing that on to the individual investor that they wouldn't get access to on their own, because being part of our community, we're buying, volumes of homes and allowing us to negotiate that. So when Adam says something like, 8% incentive, what that means is that 8% of the purchase price on the select inventory in these areas that we've already researched and determined to be a viable investment market from positive cash flow, appreciation, equity. Like, you can take that 8% and use it however you want. And we're bumping this up 2 to 3% over this next week to really allow you to be a strategic investor. So to run through some numbers on a $300,000 house, that's just, there's houses anywhere from $150,000 to $400,000, but say on a $300,000 new construction house, if there's an 8% incentive, that's $24,000 that you can use however you want. You can take a price reduction on the home. You can get that as money back as cash, actual cash at closing. You can use it to buy your rates down, say in the low 4%, to cash flow the heck out of the property, or on a 30-year fixed loan that you're never going to see the Fed lower the rate, likely in our lifetime, to that low rate again. So it's your incentive. So you choose however you want to do it. I mean, think about it. If you bought one of these properties with our credit unions that offer 5% down, and you're getting 8% back at closing, if that's what you want to do, in theory, you could buy that property with zero money down, cover closing costs, and possibly even get money back in your pocket to acquire a brand new construction A-class asset in a good market at little to no money down. So these are really, really important. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars right now that you can take advantage of.
Or you can wait 2 weeks and not get that, get less money back. So your choice. I would recommend the sooner version. And like Zach said, we've been talking about new construction, and these properties are $250 up to $400,000. We know that's not everybody's cup of tea. We know there's a lot of people who still love our rehabs because those get really good cash flow. They're in areas that are seeing appreciation, but not quite usually the magnificent bump we're getting in our new construction. We didn't want to leave you out with those. And so we were able to negotiate free property management on pretty much every single rehab market that we have. And we've got them kicking in an extra $600 that'll go into your property management account to get sent out to you as a rent credit every year, which has allowed us to boost our returns, boost your ROI up into the low 20%. Actually, some of our stuff is in the mid 20s. So we're seeing these returns that have gone from, the 15, 16, 17 up into the 21, 22, 23, because we've been able to negotiate these with our teams. But like I said, they're not willing to do it forever. They're willing to do it for a short time.
Because interest rates have gone up significantly over the past 2.5 years, guys, this is the first time we've seen any ROI over 20% in over 3 years now. Largely in part due to the interest rate environment, but this is a way that you can be a unique investor to still achieve a high ROI. You can use these incentives to buy down your interest rates. Like Adam said, free property management, having a incentive to your, or a stimulus to your property management account from out of the gates, lets you cover maintenance that comes up a lot in that first year. So really unique buying opportunities. You can always refinance properties in the future if you don't want to buy your rate down. But this is the first time we've seen, over 20% ROI on properties in probably about 3 years now. So exciting stuff.
Yep. And so, like we said, it's a limited time right now. March 14th, you have to request the contract and get it signed ASAP so that you can take advantage of these. You can find them all at renttoretirement.com. That's renttoretirement.com. Schedule a time to talk with us. Like I said, if you need, a pre-approval getting started before you are able to, talk with one of our reps, just email info@renttoretirement.com and we will get it sent out to you so that you can get started on that process. That's info@renttoretirement.com and we will get that sent out. So don't forget, while you're there, check out the Turnkey inventory up at the top so you can see all the deals we have. Anything that's in bold green is going to be extra incentives for you. So
head on over there. Your rep, sorry to interrupt, Adam. Your rep will have all the details if you're getting lost at looking at the inventory sheet, because there's a lot going on there. You got to speak with your investment strategist, email them or get on the phone with them, and they'll walk you through all the incentives. And don't forget, guys, we will likely be back at 100% bonus depreciation this year. We're fully anticipating that, preparing for that. And that's something to be conscious of. We have some new property management systems and software, which allows you to more easily acquire real estate professional status, or possibly go through the short-term loophole where, if you're buying a $300,000 house and you're running bonus depreciation, accelerated depreciation with a cost segregation study at that, let's say that comes in at 30%, that's $90,000 at 100% bonus depreciation on that property that you can take in year one against all active income. If you're a real estate professional or going through the short-term loophole, I'm covering this quick, but our team will walk you through that. We have some really, really exciting stuff in unique ways that you can acquire real estate professional status more easily and take advantage of these tax benefits. That's the single most important thing that's helped me, catapult my portfolio and really grow my cash flow as well as net worth over time, is maximizing those tax benefits. So that is, as well as matching that with the incentive structures that Adam and I went through. This is really exciting stuff that is time sensitive. We encourage you all to check them out. We've opened up over 5 new markets this year, guys. We've been really aggressive about finding the locations that are really unique inventory where we're seeing double-digit appreciation year after year, even with the interest rate environment. These are unique opportunities that you want to get in early on so you can ride that appreciation wave up. It's really important to get into a market in the early stages where it's starting to take off, because that's where you get the best gain in appreciation and rents and home values. So all exciting stuff, and we're always on the forefront of bringing you the most exciting markets.
Yep, with all the benefits, I believe we're bringing you at least $3,000 of incentives in every single market that we're in. So just remember that as you go through it, as you're making yourself at least $3,000 by taking advantage of it this this next week. So head on over to Rent to Retirement. Really appreciate the time you spent saving yourself money today. We'll talk to you on the next episode. Are you ready to accelerate your business in the build to rent industry? Join IMN in Nashville on March 17th and 18th for the Build to Rent Conference, the largest gathering of BTR professionals. With over 100 industry speakers, this is your opportunity to up-level strategy and connect with the top builders, operators, investors, lenders, and service providers. Gain exclusive insights into market trends, discover new technology, and network with over 850 senior decision-level makers. Whether you're in construction, operations, or investment, this event is your catalyst for growth. Don't miss out. It's business made easy for you. Secure your spot today at the link in the description, and don't forget to enter our code for an extra 15% off.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.